This is the super exciting thing about regionals, that people show up with these crazy wild decks that you would never have expected, and then boom, they're able to do really well because people don't know how to play against them. Hey everybody, Nick from 9Card TCG, and today we're going to be looking at Charlie Lockey's top 16, what they call the Desert Storm deck. It's the Arceus Sandaconda. I apologize if I'm pronouncing the name wrong. I'm notoriously bad with names in general, but congratulations on top 16, and especially congratulations for doing it with such a unique, interesting deck, and I cannot wait to get into this. So if you haven't already, go ahead and hit subscribe, leave a like and comment, all kind of stuff. Tell YouTube this is a good channel and other people should watch it. If you're in the market for some TCG accessories, I said that super weird. If you're in the market for some TCG accessories, I am now affiliated with Dragon Shield, which means you can use the link in the video description to get yourself some awesome Dragon Shield matte sleeves. They're the only ones I use, and you show up to regionals looking and feeling like a pro. If you want to support the channel in a little bit more direct manner, you can become a YouTube channel member. You can click on the button that says join, and you will find out about all the different perks that you get. But there's zero expectation for anyone to become a member ever. Just you sitting here watching is enough for me. So with all of that out of the way, really trouble talking today. Let's go check out Charlie's top 16 deck at the Salt Lake City Regionals. So here we are, Charlie's top 16 deck, and the main focus is of course Arceus VSTAR. You're going to be hitting with Trinity Nova for anywhere between 180 and 310, depending on if you have double turbo energy and choice belt, all that kind of stuff. You're usually hitting for 180 210, which is still a good mark to hit, but the key here is that we're going to be able to accelerate those energies to our any V Pokemon we want, really. We also of course have Starburst for the ability to just search our deck for any 2 cards we want, which is a super cool ability. Now, the other thing that this deck has, and there's a lot going on, we have things like Oranguru, which is going to help preserve cards in our hand. Maybe we have, we'll talk a little bit more about using the Oranguru, but sometimes we need to get rid of a supporter and try to find like an item or a Pokemon or something that we can just play, and that's for the Single Strike Mustard. Crobat for some draw support, Zigzagoon to throw down and help fix a little bit of math sometimes. Flygon here is going to do 160 damage, and then if your opponent's Pokemon is a VMAX, it does an additional 160. But there are a few Pokemon that have 330 health, so we could slap down a Zigzagoon, hit it with 10 damage, and then boom, now we get our 330 math. So Draconic Impulse is a really good attack. It is a dragon type Pokemon, so you're not hitting anything for weakness. However, you don't have a weakness. You do have to discard 3 energy after using this attack. So this is kind of like a game ender, whether you are putting your opponent in a position that they just can't recover from, or you're taking your last couple of prizes. You really don't want to be using this at the beginning of the game if you don't have to. You really want to try to work around and preserve those energies, but you know, I'm sure there are ways that if you had to use it earlier than you might want to, you can still kind of recover, because we do have things like Ordinary Rod to get those energies back into the deck, and we do have Training Court so we can pull those energies out from the discard and put them back into our hand. Some of the other Pokemon we have is Sandaconda V. Sandaconda V Wall of Sand is a really nice ability because you're going to take 30 less damage from your opponent's active Pokemon's attacks, which means Arceus not knocking you out. A lot of things aren't going to be knocking you out. You're not as in danger of a Meloetta turn 1 210 KO because you have 220 health, and even if they throw down a Choice Belt or a Power Tablet to go up to 240, you actually need to be dealt 250 damage because you take 30 less damage from your opponent's active Pokemon's attacks. Land Crush, 2 fighting at the colors, does 140, but that's important to note because if you hit something that's weak to fighting, Arceus, you're going to be hitting for 280, which is exactly the health it has. If it has a big charm, we got Choice Belt to deal with that as well. And then of course, one of the final Pokemon we have is Beedrill, and it has the Persist Sting attack, which if our opponent's active Pokemon has any special energy attached to it, you just knock it out for a single grass energy. And this is a super cool card. It's a single strike Pokemon, which is very, very important, and we do run 2 of them. Lumineon V is our support finder, and we need to find some support cards. So we do have Boss, Research, Raihan, nothing crazy there. But the one real difference in this deck is the Single Strike Mustard. Now, Single Strike Mustard has a condition. You can only play it if it's the last card in your hand. And this is not super hard to do, and we'll talk about why in just a minute. But you get to search your deck for any Single Strike Pokemon you want, and then put it directly onto your bench. This includes Stage 2 Pokemon like Beedrill. Theoretically, if you had a VMAX Pokemon like Duraludon, you could use Single Strike Mustard to get a Duraludon VMAX without evolving from Duraludon V. And that's a strategy that people use in the Arceus Duraludon decks. Now, if you search your deck for a Single Strike Pokemon using this card, you get to then draw 5 cards. Now, keep in mind, the card text here is a little bit different than you might expect. You might expect it to say that if you put a Pokemon, a Single Strike Pokemon on your bench in this way, you draw 5 cards. However, that is not the case. If you play Mustard and search your deck for a Single Strike Pokemon, then you get to draw 5. You do not have to get a Pokemon. You don't have to put one on the bench. You just have to look through your deck. So it's very important to know, especially for IRL play. The game, PTCGO, will let you do it because it knows the rules. But if you play this in real life, even if you have no bench space, it just says search your deck for a Single Strike Pokemon and put it onto your deck, onto your bench. Then shuffle. If you searched in this way, draw 5 cards. I know I'm really kind of pushing this because it's really important and it's not a mistake you want to make. You're using this not only as a draw support, but you're also using it to get your Beedrill, so it has dual use. Quick Ball, Ultra Ball, very, very important cards because we're going to be able to discard cards from our hand to thin out the hand so we can actually play Mustard. Cramomatic, same thing. We have to discard an item card. And we're just getting rid of cards. Even if we flip heads, there are times when we might fail to cram. It's just to get cards out of the hand. I mean, if we have to find something cool, but if we don't, it's not that big of a deal because we're really using it to thin the hand out so we can play that Mustard. We didn't talk about Sandaconda VMAX, 320 health, Sand Pulse, hits the active for 60, deals 20 to your opponent's entire bench. And then Gmax Cyclone, 180, which again is going to be knocking out anything in the game that's weak to fighting, and then move any amount of energy from your Pokemon to any other Pokemon you want. So you could just move energies all over the place to either set up for next turn if you're afraid your Sandaconda is going to get knocked out, to move energies from one Pokemon to another attacker. Say you need to use Beedrill next turn, you can move an energy over to Beedrill, and then you want to attack with Arceus to accelerate back to Flygon, or you attack with Flygon, discard those energies. Now this turn you're attacking with Gmax Cyclone, you get those energies back on to what's his face, Flygon. So there's a lot of things you can do, and it's a very, very interesting card. It does have a retreat cost of 3, something to keep in mind with this Air Balloon, but Air Balloon, discard an energy, and then we can just Training Court it back, not that big a deal. Choice Belt and Air Balloon are our tools. Double Turbo Energy, 4 Fighting, 3 Grass Energies. That Grass Energy is important for Beedrill and also for Flygon. It is a Grass Double Fighting Colorless. It's a high energy cost, but to knock out a Pokemon VMAX and eventually in essentially one hit is really nice. Now, a lot of talking. Let's go see how the deck does. And we know the deck does well, again, top 16 regional, but can I do it well? Probably not, but I'm excited. Going into game number 1, we technically played one right before this, but our opponent conceded after our turn 1, so I'm not going to count that. We win the coin flip, so we're going to go first. Playing a dark deck, so I probably want to get that Sandaconda. That is not exactly what you want to see, is that that Oranguru start, but you can always... We're going first, so we can't play Mustard, which kind of is okay, because it gives us a chance to see, do we need the Beedrill, or is it something I can cram away or Ultra Ball away? We're playing Mew. So we'll go ahead. We definitely want to get rid of something. I don't want to get rid of anything. I really don't want to get rid of anything. I probably should have Oranguru'd first. We'll get the Arceus. We have the Beedrills. And we have one more Mustard. We have a few double turbo energies. Alright. So I feel like Beedrill is going to be a pretty nice get. And we'll attach a double turbo. We'll put that there. I don't want to actually bring it into the active yet. And we'll Primate Wisdom this Mustard away. We get a Cram. That's actually perfectly okay. That actually works, because then we can play down the Arceus V-Star, Cram away. If we hit it, cool. And then we can play Mustard to get the Beedrill. And then if they knock it out, we have the double turbo energy and the Starburst to find, we can use Starburst to find what we need. And if they don't knock it out, we have the free retreat so that we can use Starburst to find the boss and take out whatever has some Fusion Strike energies on it. So looks like we're going to get our choice. They do, of course, have the Meloetta Elisa Sparkle turn 1, but now they can't boss up my Arceus, so I'm a little safe. They get the Rose Tower going. I'm really hoping they don't hit this Cram Heads. Yeah, okay. Well, cool. Now just get another VIP pass and get 2 more Genesects on the field. Draw a bunch of cards. It's good times. I think I would another Mew. I mean, I guess with 2 Genesects, they're probably fine. So yeah, this is cool. This is what I like. Mew always does Mew things. There's the third. I knew they weren't going to end their turn without it. Right? I mean, that would be ridiculous. They could escape rope me. That would be the worst thing in the world. If they escape rope. Oh, no! But they're giving the Mew, but Mew has free retreat, so they're digging for that extra energy. It needs to be a Fusion Strike energy, otherwise they will not be able to attack and do enough damage. So they could attack with Meloetta with the 2 Fusion Strike energies and only do 140, not enough. So I feel like if they had it, they probably would have played it by now, because it would knock me out. If they knock out my Arceus, this game's over. That would be really, really problematic, because I wouldn't even be able to use the Mustard. There's a chance, I guess, I could use the Mustard. I'd have to cram away the Arceus and then hit it. But they don't knock it out, so that's fortunate for me. So we'll go here. We'll cram away the Cram. We hit our own heads. So what do we want? We're going to use the... We get any card we want. I feel like I need an energy. So this way I can... I feel like I have to get an energy. This way I can attach to the Arceus and then accelerate to the Beedrill. Which isn't really ideal that I'm cramming for an energy, but it's fine. We get the Beedrill. We get... Okay. I don't need to attach there. And I think we're actually okay. I think I can just... I think I'm gonna Starburst, though, because this is gonna get knocked out this next turn. And so I'd rather have it. And we can start setting up, like... We can set up a Flygon. And I feel like a Training Court. That might be pretty good. And then we can... I'm going to actually Oranguru that Training Court just so they can't Marnie it away or judge it away somehow. There's the belt. And we will Trinity Nova. And we'll set up our Flygon here as best we can. Grass. Double fighting. And now we are one attachment away. The Beedrill or the Flygon, depending on what they give us for knocking out that Mew Vmax. Obviously, I'd rather use the Beedrill because it's only a 1 prizer than use the Flygon, but it's set up regardless. I have the grass energy in hand. So we're doing okay. There's the evolution to the Mew Vmax. They can't handle both of these this turn. And if they could just attach an energy and boss, that's definitely a possibility. How many power tablets are they down? They're down 3 power tablets. They have Choice Belt. It's still a thing. Choice Belt's definitely still a concern. But they either deal with the Arceus or the Flygon. They're going to boss up that Flygon. They boss up the Beedrill. Interesting. Interesting choice. So we can still attack with the Flygon, take 3 prizes. They get those 2 bosses back. That's unfortunate. Palpad and Mew. Ugh. Now, yeah, I mean, it makes sense if they discard their Elises or their bosses early just to get rid of them. Yeah, but they're going to cram. Of course, they hit heads, which means they can get that other Fusion Strike energy. If they don't have, they're going to double turbo and they are going to Max Miracle? No. What are they going to do? They might Max Miracle or Techno Blast it. I forgot about the double turbo energy. Oh my god. Forgot about that double turbo. So I'm not going to be able to use this Mustard again. And this will do 350. It's still enough to knock out the Mew. So I'm going to send up the Oranguru anyway because it has the Air Balloon. We get an Ordinary Rod. I mean, I'm going to attach the Fighting Energy. Might as well Ordinary Rod. Get the B back. I feel like the Crobat's kind of risky. But we can cram away this Air Balloon. We got the boss. I think I take out this other Mew. Right? Because Techno Blast with the double turbo energy and a power tablet won't be enough to knock out the Flygon. Or I save the boss and just try to knock out like a Genesect. So let's see if I can cram heads. No, we fail it. This is only do 180. Well, put this Raihan away. See what we can draw off this. We get an Energy Search. It's not bad. It's just not useful. We'll go ahead and burn it. We're gonna fail it. And that's the question. Do I send up this Flygon, take it out? They have how many power tablets? All 4 in the discard. So if all 4 in the discard, this means Techno Blast here does 190. They have to have the Choice Belt, and they already have 1 in order to take the KO on the Flygon. So, but I don't think I can. I think I have to go for it. Rose Tower for 1. And we're just going to Draconic Impulse, take that 3-prize knockout. We'll take away, we have the Grass Energy in hand, so whatever. And we'll get 3 prizes, and maybe we can make something happen off these prizes. There's a Research. Choice Belt will be fantastic. Lumineon. And an Arceus V. Now, we are going to get Raihan back. But I can't use it. I have to use Boss's Orders. That's what I was afraid of. How do they have it again? See, this is part of the problem. I can't use Mustard to get the Beedrill because I have too many supporters in my hand. And now I can't attack with Flygon here. Sandspray won't want to do 70. So I think we're in a bit of trouble. I can offer him up the Oranguru as I try to power this thing up, but I don't know if it's going to happen. I just can't believe they had the boss like just like that. Ugh, yeah, so unfortunate. And they're setting up that other Mew. So yeah, it's maybe I do Raihan onto it. And we'll search for I guess it doesn't matter too much what we search for. But we'll search for the Grass Energy just to have for next turn, because no matter what they give me, as long as it's not the Oricorio, I should be fine. And even if they give me the Oricorio, I have the Lumineon to get the boss. And we're going to Primate Wisdom the Grass Energy just to kind of keep it, guarantee it. And that's going to be it. We have to really hope they don't boss up this Flygon. Again, even if they do, I don't think they can knock it out. All 4 Power Tablets are in the discard. And the 1 Choice Belt. They finally hit a Cram Tails, so that's nice. And that's 3 Cram. So there's no guarantee that they'll not hit another one. And they're going to draw 6 fresh cards. Well, I guess 3 with Rose Tower. And then dump and then draw another 6. So they're going to Escape Rope. I'm obviously going to give them the Crobat here. So they need to hit the Mew Vmax. They could draw 5 cards. I'm going to Cram. Thank you for hitting that last Cram Tails. That mattered so much. They're going to boss this up. I really hope they don't have the Rotom Phone. Not the Rotom Phone, the power Choice Belt. If they do get it, then we just lose. And there's nothing I can do about that. I mean, come on, there are 3 cards left. If they don't have it, it's prized. There's 3 cards. They have to have the Mew Vmax. But if they draw, they're gonna deck themselves out because they can't take 3 prizes here. So they just lose no matter what. Even if they knock this Flygon out. So they dug for it, but at what cost? You love to see it. Listen, I'll take a win any way I can get it. Let's do one more game. We'll see how this goes. Who knows what we're playing against, but we're going to go tails this time. Last time we went heads. We lose the coin flip. Sure, why not? This is actually not a bad thing. I kind of do really want to see how this deck functions going second. It might actually even be a little better if we could start Arceus Double Turbo Energy, because then we know what Pokemon we want to try to get. So this kind of is okay. Because then we can... I need a draw support, though. I need, like, or an Ultra Ball or a Quick Ball. I need something so that I can get a Pokemon into the bench and charge it up with Trinity Charge. And so since we are going against some kind of Arceus deck, we're definitely going to want to get Sandaconda. And it looks like we might be against, like, Arceus and Inteleon, since they discarded 2 Inteleons to start the game, which is something you never want to have to do. That's their only likely their shady dealing, and it's a dark type too. Well, I guess that's all we can do. That's alright. They can knock us out. It might be a little hard unless they have a Zigzagoon. But if they go Zigzagoon Double Turbo Choice Belt, we just lose because we don't have... What are the odds we don't have another basic Pokemon? I mean, we have Sandaconda and Flygon. So I'm really hoping there's no Zigzagoon ping. There's the Double Turbo. You know, if they hit us for 180, that'll be okay. And they go to another Arceus, which means this is likely just an Arceus and Inteleon. Maybe there's some Dark Box component to it. But there's also a Water Energy, so... Could be like Arceus Toolbox, Arceus Counterbox, I have no idea. We've yet to see anything other than the Inteleon line and Arceus. So, look at the Air Balloon. And they're just going to Trinity Nova. Okay. Another Pokemon would be just super. I guess I have to Starbirth for stuff. If I get an Ultra Ball, I can fail the Energy Search, discard these, and then Mustard. And I do have Grass Energy, so that's cool. And then Ultra Ball. I can get a Pokemon. We'll get a... Whatever. We'll get another Sandaconda. And now we can Mustard for our Beedrill. Draw 5 cards. There we go. We got our Grass Energy back. And then we'll Oranguru it away so we can charge up a little bit, right? Ordinary Rod. Okay. Trinity Nova. So we're going to go fighting. Grass. Oh, I can only do it to the V. Silly me. So, might as well go grass, because then when they knock this out, I could Training Court to get it back, and then attach to the other Sandaconda. So that's something I can do. I can also Ultra Ball for a Lumineon and Raihan if I need to. So that's also a fun option. They're going to Evo Incense for another Drizzile. I don't like this because I'm going to inherently be behind on prizes. Just because they attack first. That's one of the problems of going first. I can also Ultra Ball for a Sandaconda VMAX if I have to. Which... oh, there it goes. So now I probably have to Ultra Ball for a Raihan? I guess. Oh, I take 30 less damage. Oh, no, I forgot. I forgot about that. Oh, I forgot about that. That's so beautiful. That is so stunning. All right. But I wasn't expecting to not be able to attack. So now what do I do? We'll do that. And I guess I have to get a Lumineon, right? Because I have to draw. So I have to get a research. Do I have... I do have researches. Okay. I was really expecting them to take the KO. But we're going to Primate Wisdom this boss so I don't lose it. Quick Balls, whatever. We should have a few energies in the deck. We can always thin out a little bit. This is all going to get discarded anyway, so whatever. We don't probably don't need another Arceus. We get an Energy Search, perfect. Energy Search is perfect. And now we can Land Crush and take the KO. Beautiful. Wow, 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 what a turn. And we get our second Lumineons for when they do take a KO, we can Raihan if we need to. We can Training Court. And we can maybe even cram away something. We do also can attack with Arceus and power up that way. We don't necessarily have to attack with the Sandaconda because they're already so damaged. They don't have... unless they have a third quick shooting, they're not going to be able to take the KO here. Because even if they did, it'd still only put me at 210. So discarding that first one, or that first discard with Ultra Ball really, really hurt them. Again, I'd still be alive with 10 health. So they'd have to Zigzagoon and hit me with a quick shooting. But yeah, it looks like they're going to start to charge up this Hoopa. Which, when it attacks, it has to put 30 damage somewhere. It only has 220, which means I'm pretty sure Sandaconda... No, Sandaconda does 180. So that has 200 damage now. Not... okay. And I'm going to power up that. Okay. Well, I mean, I can power up my Sandaconda, so that's fun. And because of the Beedrill, they don't want to attach special energies. We get an Energy Search, which is just beautiful. I don't necessarily think I need it. But we are going to Training Court, get this grass energy back so we can attach to the Beedrill. Just in case, and it's like, okay, now it's there if you want to mess with me. And this says 220. So let's see. We can drop this here. Let's cram the Energy Search. We don't hit it. That's okay. I would really like to knock out this Hoopa by getting a Zigzagoon. We'll keep the research. Oh my goodness, wow. So, because that'll do 210. We'll get rid of this double turbo. I don't think we really need it anymore. Zigzagoon. How many energies do we have in the deck? Only one. Okay. And we will Trinity Nova to take out this. And now we can... This has... Yeah. In case they try to boss up the Lumineon. And then I can always try to Training Court. This is going to get knocked out likely. So I can Training Court for a Raihan. There's a fighting energy, so that... Raihan would be the best bet, right? Are they going to attack with Waterfall? I think they are. If they Waterfall, I can't boss them. So, that's not ideal. But I can Beedrill them and save my Sandaconda. And if I can find the VMAX, that would be, oh boy. So that's probably what I'll do. I'll Beedrill this away. And then I can get the VMAX, attach an energy, and maybe even Raihan. And then I think at that point I'm set. Because I don't think there's any way they're going to be able to knock out the... I don't think there's any way they can knock out the Sandaconda VMAX. So... They do have a third quick shooting, though. Wow. Unless they got it out of the discard, and I might have missed it. With an Ordinary Rod, yes, they did. So, just going to put a bunch of quick shooting pings. I don't think it's super... I mean, one was necessary. And then they'll start putting it on... Oh, they're going to put it on this one, too? Really? Waterfall does 70, though. Oh, damage decrease because of double turbo. Yeah. Alright, well, we're going to take the KO with this Beedrill. We draw into the VMAX. They only have 2 prizes left, so I kind of have to put it down. And this needs a fighting, so I can't boss and attack. Or I can't boss and Raihan. So we'll get rid of this. There's no targets. What do I have left in the deck? Yeah, I mean, there's a chance I just boss up the Lumineon and knock it out. I don't want to put one of these down, so... Unfortunately, there's really nothing I can do. If they boss KO, they win. Good for them. If not, you know... Either way, whether I bossed up the Arceus or the Hoopa... Yeah, it looks like they're going boss. Yep, there it is. They didn't need to put those pings on. It does 200 anyway, so... You know... It happens. Overall, I had a ton of fun with this deck. I absolutely love it. Sometimes you just... You know, your opponent has the boss in hand. You know, it was nothing you can do about it. Boss for game. It's just like the oldest phrase in Pokemon, at least since Sword and Shield, right? Or Lysander for game or whatever. So, not much you can do about it. Even if I didn't boss up the Hoopa and I knocked out the Arceus, the Hoopa would have knocked out the whatever. So, the Lumineon. So, it didn't really matter too much. I thought we were in a pretty good spot, but we couldn't, unfortunately, because all those fighting energies were in the discard. The one misplay that I really think I did was using the Ordinary Rod too soon. I should have checked the discard to make sure there were actually energies that I can get back first before I played Ordinary Rod, because then I would have been in a situation where I could have Lumineon for boss to take out that Arceus and not give him that extra turn. So that was my fault. That was the one mistake I think I made in that game. There might have been more, but that was, I think, the game-losing mistake. And you can see how tight these Arceus and Teleon games can be because they're so consistent with all their Drizzles, all of the shady dealing, the quick shooting pings, and kind of make up for that double turbo energy damage reduction. So they're still actually hitting for 230 with choice belts and everything. They're hard to beat, right? There's a reason why it's a top deck. So make sure when you play a deck, especially a deck like the Sandaconda deck, everything you do has to be carefully thought out. And I did not think that one aspect, unfortunately, cost me in the game. But hey, it's second time playing the deck. What do you expect? But overall, absolutely love it. Super fun. That's gonna do it for us today. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Congratulations again to Charlie for their top 16 place at the Salt Lake City Regionals, first one back in a couple of years, so I'm sure you're feeling super great about that. And if you haven't already, subscribe, like, comment, check out the link for Dragon Shield stuff, and I will see you next time.